this week's Goddess Energy Forecast, where each week we share with you divine guidance on where you need to place your attention, your focus, your energy, and also bring through frequencies to help you heal, to inspire you, to empower you, and to uplift you. Here's your host, Abigail Mensah-Bonsu, with this week's Goddess Energy Forecast.
Hello, lovelies. Hello, and welcome to this week's Goddess Energy Forecast. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Abigail Mensah-Bonsu. I am the founder of Moon Goddess Academy and the Moon Goddess Publishing, and this is something that I do on a weekly basis to really teach you how to co-create and understand the energies that are constantly flowing in to support us, to help us expand, to help us release, to help you feel at ease with these universal and cosmic energies. So if you've been watching these Goddess Energy forecasts for a while, I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for your support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If this is your first time, welcome. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. That way you'll be able to catch it every single week. I release it every week for you, so you can look forward to that. You can subscribe to the podcast, or you can subscribe to my YouTube channel in order to receive this. So you can do both, right? Because sometimes we just want to watch something. Sometimes we want to just listen to something. So you can do both, absolutely. But welcome. Well, let's talk about this week. So immediately it's like we are, this week is infused with new moon energy, the new moon in Gemini. And this new moon feels so potent. And perhaps it's because we have Saturn in return, and we also have the summer solstice in the same week. There's a lot of energy in this week. Very fiery solar energies. So let's talk about the new moon first. I want to hear from you. Put in the comments, how has this new moon felt? I know my clients have been really feeling this this energy, or this push to sit down and write what it is they really want to experience, what it is they really want to call in, right? I've been feeling that way too, like just writing it down. And that writing part, that's from Gemini. Remember, Gemini is an air sign. It has to do with the intellect. It has to do with connection, collaboration, right? Mingling with more people. It's a very social sign. But what is coming in with this new moon is our ability to dream, not just dream what we really want, but write it down. Like pull it, whether you say it as a story, which means you share it with someone, or you write it down. But we're being asked to do that. This is something I tell my clients all the time. Something happens when you grab a pen and paper and write down your dreams and intentions. Because usually when we are yearning for something, desiring for something, it is in the ethers, right? It's hovering, whether in mental energy or spiritual energy. And until you speak it out or you write it down, not even speak it out, until you write it down. When you write it down with your pen and paper, you're pulling it into the physical reality. So it's such a powerful way to anchor your intention, to bring it into the here and now, so you can actually manifest it and experience it in physical form. Because as it is in your mind, it's going to be in the mental form. And as it is in the spiritual realm, you're still dreaming about it. But until you pull it into this 3D, by writing it down, it's always going to hang out there. It's going to be always going to be a dream. It's always going to be a possibility, right? So pull it. Take your time. It's worth it to write down. That's something that I'm going to be doing too. One of the goddesses in my Goddess Unleashed program shared that that's exactly what she's been doing. And I was like, whoo, I need to do that too, right? Sometimes we get busy. I get it. We get busy and, we forget to write it down, or we think that it's just enough to just think about it or dream about it or yearn about it. But until we actually pull it out of the ethers and put it on paper, it's still just hovering around here. It should be one of the rules of manifestation. Write it down, pull it into the physical form, right? And better yet, after you write it down, then you allow it to move through your body. So you start with your chakra, your root chakra, and you breathe it into your root chakra. So, oh man, I can do a whole thing around this, right? Manifestation. I feel like this has come in before, where my guides are like, you need to teach this. And again, as I'm talking, it's like coming through again. So I'm probably going to create like an online class or something around this. But it's manifesting through your energy centers. And it begins by, we have to quiet ourselves to receive the seed from the cosmic womb, and then when we place it into our heart and we begin to desire it, we feel it, we want to, it's like we yearn for it, right? And so that you move through the energy centers. You start with the earth, where you pull the earth energy and you gather it up, right? You gather it up and you pull it into your root chakra, and you place that seed in your root and you fill it with that earth energy. And we can do this all the way, because it's like you're using the earth energy to pull it up, and then you're using the cosmic energies it's almost like putting water on it, right? So you're using the earth energy to put fertile soil on the seed, and then you water it with a cosmic energy. Seriously, I'm going to be rewatching this part again, because I think I just designed that whole manifestation through your energy centers course right now. So that's pretty incredible. See, this is part of the power of the Gemini new moon. This is part of the power of this Gemini new moon. So pay attention. Really pay attention to what it is that wants to be birthed through you, wants to be created through you, and at least write it down. Again, this is not the time to be like, well, I don't know how, and because I don't know how, it's not going to happen. That's not the point here. Just have faith, write it down. There's a reason why these seeds are within you, these yearnings, these desires. There's a reason why you want to have these experiences. So have faith and just write it down. Because once you pull it into the physical form, and you can call in your divine team, you can open up to the cosmic energies. I mean, the cosmic energies, our teams, they're always here hoping that we open up to them and say, hey, help us to create this. And I hope you really utilize this. And, last week I was talking about the Venus moving into Leo. So Venus being our creative side, a creative goddess, this is part, I brought this in because it reminds me of this new moon in Gemini, the creative goddess, tapping into your creativity to fuel what your intentions, your goals, your desires, and bringing that into fruition. So speaking of that, let's go into another big thing that happened this weekend, and we're going to be in it till November. This planet is very powerful in the way it teaches us. A lot of people know it. when it steps in, you feel it. It's one of the great teachers. It's usually called the general of all the planets. It is Saturn, and Saturn. We are in Saturn return, or Saturn in Pisces. So Saturn moves in Pisces, but it is in retrograde in Pisces. So here's the thing. We know that Saturn is the planet of karma. It's a planet of lessons, right? It's like what soulful lessons, like what is it that we're here to learn? So we tend to get a lot of challenges through this planet. So Saturn going into retrograde, what happens is that now we get to integrate all the lessons that we've learned this far. So the good news is that we have till November to integrate these lessons. And the other good news is that you don't have to go searching for what the lessons were. It will be shown to you. And it might be painful if you haven't done the work, right? Because then you're going to be using this time to actually do the work. Retrogrades is like, it brings this to your face. You can't escape it because you need to move through it. These are soul lessons. These lessons are there to help you evolve. Your soul wants to evolve, and these lessons helps your soul evolve in a way. So it might be harsh, but that's why we have all these tools to tap into to help us move through these lessons and challenges, right? So it's time to integrate all the lessons that we have been learned, that Saturn has been awakening us to. And if you're like, I have no idea what lessons it's been, don't worry. You will know. From now to November, you will know. It will be very clear. You'll be like, oh yeah. And it will click. This is a time of things clicking. Maybe you've been, what word am I looking for? You've been kind of dabbing into it. It's like working on whatever the challenge is, layer by layer, right? You're peeling the onion, and then this time it's like you get to the center, you're like, oh, I get it now. So it's also what I'm getting, it's like it's a time of breaking cycles. It's a time of breaking karmic cycles. So pay attention to that. But one thing that I want to share with you is that you're not doing this alone. So make sure you call in your guides to really help you through this. Make sure you call them to really help you through this. Okay, you don't have to do this alone. We're not meant to be doing this alone. We came with a whole team, and you guys know that I've been sharing about this for a long time. We have a whole team that helps us with this, right? All right, so the next, the third big thing that's happening this week is the solstice, the summer solstice, if you're in the northern hemisphere, right? I want to say if you're the other hemisphere, you're in the winter. Sounds about right. Yeah, the winter. So in the northern hemisphere, we have the summer solstice on Wednesday, which we know is just full on solar power coming through, right? It's a great time to set intention. Again, we're working with that new moon energy being amplified here, and we're bringing in so much solar energy. It's going to go perfectly with also activating the creative goddess from Venus moving into Leo being a fire sign, right? So it just feels very potent. But the other thing that's coming through, when there's a lot of heat, even just think about when it's hot outside, what usually happens. It can deplete your energy if you're not taking care of yourself, if you're not drinking enough water, right? So make sure you're paying attention to your body with that much light frequency coming through, solar cosmic light frequency coming through. You always have to check in with your body. Drink plenty of water. Water is just, I'm telling you, is the key to many things. It is so magical, right? Hydrate yourselves, drink some water, take care of yourself. But what I want you to do this week, and this is coming in very clearly, really spend some time to write down what it is that you want to experience. If it is a job that you want to find, write down to, let me share this first and I'll share my experience with this. Write down, what kind of job do you want? How do you want to feel when you go to work? How much do you want to get paid? Where do you want this job to be? What do you want this job to be? Like, write it all down. Don't be shy. Don't be like modest about it. There's no space for that. Just write it down. And again, it's not about the how, just write it down. So I wanted to share this story with you. After I graduated from college, I moved back into town, which is Denver, and I was like, okay, I want to, I was starting to look for jobs because I was already working in the healthcare field because I wanted to, I was on that pre-med or medicine track, right? And so I wanted to work in the medical field, and I was looking through and I saw one, and I was like, oh, this would be amazing. So I wrote it down as if I already had it. So I wrote down, like I already had it, they congratulated me and they offered me, an amount that I wanted to get paid. And I love my coworkers. Like, I wrote it all down. I got the job. I got paid the amount that I wrote down, which is incredible for, someone who just graduated college. And on top of it, I had the best time there, made the best memories. I worked with some of the most amazing women ever. I mean, I'm still connected to them right now, and I wrote it down. I had no idea what that experience was going to be. One of the things I wrote down was that I would have the most amazing manager, and I did. Like, she was like our best friend. It was a great experience, and I wrote that down. So I'm sharing this story with you to inspire you to write down what it is that you want to experience from a perspective, like as if you've already gotten it. And don't hold yourself back because you don't know the how, because you don't think you qualify for it. That is not the point, because it is on your heart for a reason. Just write it down. Put it on paper. Put it on paper. And as I'm reminding you this, I'm reminding myself this too. I feel like I haven't done this in a while. I write certain things down, but this new moon has really awakened something big inside me. And I'm going to be doing the same thing. It's funny that the Goddesses and the Goddess Unleashed program are doing the same thing. Even in the Elevated Empath, they're going through the same thing. So we're all in that same energy, which is so interesting, right? So this is also my advice too for myself, which every medicine that I give out, I drink it first. I've shared this before. Everything that I share, when I'm done with this and I'm editing the video, I'm rewatching the whole thing and I'm taking notes and I'm listening, because I received that same medicine. It is for me as much as it is for you, right? So this is not about I'm a teacher and you're a student, and no, I'm a teacher, but I'm also a student, and I love being a student because I know regardless of what I think I know, I don't know enough. I still don't know. There's still so much to learn. And when I stay open, I can learn more. I can receive more. I can receive what I need, right? What I need to share, for example. So the 3 potent energies this week, new moon in Gemini energy is still moving through the week, is weaving through the week, with Saturn going in retrograde. It started in the weekend and we're going to be in that retrograde till November. So we have some time with this serious planet here, this general planet about let's get things done. Let's close some cycles. Let's just remove some karmic cycles. Let's stop some karmic cycles. And then we also have the summer solstice, which is happening on Wednesday. One of the exercises that's coming through on Wednesday or on the summer solstice, go outside. Catch some of that sun rays. Feel it on your skin. Breathe it in. Just get some of that light activation, that solar light activation. You don't have to be out there all day. You can just take a little time, step outside, put your feet on the ground, and feel that sun on your skin. Feel that warmth. And if you have your intention in mind, if you've written down your desire, remember this goes beyond intentions. This is really about what you want to experience in this lifetime. And again, I don't want you to hold back. But if you've written that down, or if you know that, place that on your heart and imagine that sunlight activating and bringing to life your intention. Again, I'm telling you this, but I'm taking notes too because I'm going to be doing that same thing. So yeah, that's something you can do to work with this powerful day here, right? And I love that from this point moving forward, it's like we get more daytime, right? It gets hot, but we get more daytime. There's something really cool about it, right? Because how plants get more sun, they get to grow, they get to flower, they get to have fruits, right? They get to ripen the fruit. It's such a magical time. We can do the same thing with our intentions that we're setting. So tune into that. And I want you to also share with me, what are some summer solstice rituals that you do or that you know of? Share with me. Put it in the comments, because you never know who might be looking for a ritual, right? I shared with you a simple one, just writing your intention down and going outside and breathing that sunlight into your heart and letting that warmth shower upon the seed of your intention and seeing it grow, right? But what do you do? Share that with me. Share that with us, right? Beautiful. So let's go ahead and get centered. So just close your eyes. So just breathe into your body. Breathe into your heart. And at this point, whatever it is, just let it go. I want you to completely surrender. I think it's funny that the word surrender is coming through, because the card deck that came through is the power of surrender card. So it's just surrender. Just simply surrender. What would you like to let go? What do you need to release? What do you need to let go in order for you to bring through, allow this, your seed, your soul seed to come through? I love this question, What do you need to release, surrender, let go in order to allow your soul seed to come through? This soul seed is your soul intention. So this is not just like writing something, I want to win the lottery. This is something that is usually your yearning. It's deep inside of you. And perhaps you haven't even shared it with a lot of people because you're shy, or you think they'll laugh at you, or whatever the reason. This is like right here. It's on your heart, and regardless of what happens, it's always going to be, you're always going to yearn it, right? This is the seed that I want you to pull out. So breathe into your heart and just surrender with your out breath. I'm just going to call in the divine light to come down, move through our head, and anchor within our hearts. And from there, continue to spread out through our entire body and continue downward through our legs, out through our feet, and into the earth where it anchors down. And now I'm going to ask in the divine light from the Divine Mother to come up through the different layers of the earth, entering into our feet, moving upward. There we go. Bringing it into our body, into our heart. Let it anchor there. And then from there, allow it to just spread out again. Spread out again throughout your entire body, and then continue upward until it comes out the top of your head and spews out all around you. Go ahead and call your higher self into your heart if you haven't yet. Breathe into the space. See all three lights from above, from below, and your own divinity at the center of your heart. And see this ball of light merge into one powerful, potent ball of light. And it's just kind of hovering on top of a beautiful flower that is open. And if your flower is not open, breathe into it and allow it to open and bloom. There you go. So you see that beautiful light just hovering right on top. And it's kind of like dripping light water into the flower. It's quite beautiful, the image that I'm seeing. But just breathe into this. It's almost like your cup is being filled. So just receive it, okay? There we go. And now go ahead and call in your divine guides to come to you and surround you in a golden circle of light. Go ahead and thank them, stepping into gratitude, and witness them stepping forward around you and weaving that golden thread all around you. Feel their love, feel their support, and thank them for their presence, for showing up to be with you. Keep breathing into your heart. There you go. And now go ahead and ask which of these cards will guide me this week. 1, 2, or 3. And once you have received your number or numbers, go ahead and open your eyes, open your heart, ready to receive. Beautiful. So again, the word that came through is surrender. Surrender this week. Every time we're dealing with intense energies, one of the best advice is to simply surrender. Surrender to receive. Surrender anything that no longer serves. And trust. Part of surrender requires trust, right? So the card deck that I'm using is the Power of Surrender cards. Yes. If you received one this week, you are being asked to surrender obsessive thinking. Surrender obsessive thinking. And these cards keep it simple. Remember, every time there's an intense week, we're going to keep it simple here, okay? So here is the message for you this week. If you're obsessing about a person or situation, turn the dilemma over to spirit. Doing so will help bring you clarity and even solve the problem. If you're obsessing about a person or a situation, turn the dilemma over to spirit. Doing so will help bring you clarity or even solve the problem. Card number 1, you're being asked to surrender obsessive thinking. If you received 2, you're being asked this week to surrender to what is. Surrender to what is. And this card, here's the message for you. Flow with what is instead of fighting it. When you can't change the situation, compassionately accepting it exactly as it is will bring you peace. Flow with what is instead of fighting it. When you can't change a situation, compassionately accepting it exactly as it is will bring you peace. Beautiful. If you receive 3 this week, you're being asked to surrender to complete healing. This is powerful. And it's a beautiful card too. Surrender to complete healing. And here's the message for you this week. Open fully to the loving, compassionate forces of the universe that support your physical, emotional, and spiritual healing. I feel like this is my card. This card really comes in. And also the second card kind of drew me in, but I feel like this is really my card. Or maybe it's both. Right? Both of them drew me in, so I'm going to say both. But I love this one, so I'm going to read it again. If you receive 3, you're being asked to surrender to complete healing. Open fully to the loving, compassionate forces of the universe that support your physical, emotional, and spiritual healing. So be it, and so it is. So be it, and so it is. So whether you are being asked to surrender obsessive thinking, or surrender to what simply is, or surrender to completely healing, know that you are held. You are held. You have, really lean into your spiritual support. Lean into your spiritual support. Ask the divine to assist you, to help you, to support you, to hold you. Ask your guides to move in front of you and get things done for you, bring you clarity, whatever it is. Tune in, lean in deeper into your team and the divine. So I am wishing you a beautiful, beautiful week. This week, I'm so excited. I am going to be initiating my 5-day channeling challenge. I'll have the link below. If you haven't done it yet, you can still join us. I'm going to be sharing teachings about, we're going to start out with who the channel is, and also who are you as a channel. We're going to move into what do you need to have in place before you even start channeling. We're going to move into identify your unique message, the unique frequency of message that you're here to bring through you. And we're also going to even have space. I'm going to create a space for you to tap into your own channeling abilities and perhaps even start sharing that. Right. So, and then more. I have surprises that will be coming through. Again, it's a free 5-day challenge. So click on the link below, register for it. There are already people in there. We're going to be starting, but you can still join because you can watch the videos as you join. All right. I love you. I love you. I love you. I'm blessing you abundantly and exceedingly. I'm asking the divine and your guides to hold you up as we walk through this powerful portal this week. Whatever it is that you're ready to receive, ready to heal, ready to surrender, or surrender to, open yourself to receive that. Surrender, trust. Surrender again. Trust the process. Trust the flow. Know that your soul knows more than your human self does. Your soul always has your back, just as your higher self does. Your divine team does. They all have your back. Source does. Lean more into your spiritual team to walk with you. I know I'm certainly doing that. From my heart to yours. Until next time.